Welcome back to Springfield. Gary Lee along with Armstrong. We are ready for semifinal action as the matchups begin here under the stars. We had rain earlier. It's dried out, but still very humid here in Springfield. And there's a look at Andy Brass in Bigfoot, the Bigfoot cruiser. And on the far side of Andy will be Colt Cobra in the Snakebite Ford.
Both of these vehicles are running the very same motor, same combinations and everything. The horsepower is not the big question tonight. Like you said, the air's good. I mean, it's cool. The humidity's up. The motors are making buku horsepower. It's just getting it to stick to the ground.
Well, it's a trade-off because with this high humidity, we also have a very moist track. So what they gain in horsepower, they lose in track conditions.
Exactly.
So a pair of Fords.
Yeah, these guys are making a ton of horsepower. See, both of them slip just a little bit on the line.
Andy Brass takes the victory. He'll go at the championship round. But you're right, both guys spinning their wheels at the starting line. Andy Brass, a 5:43. We can see the reflection in the times. The times have slowed down since they qualified earlier.
But everybody's time is slowing down the same amount, so that tells us it has to be the physical. Look how wet the front tires are, see? It's the physical condition of the track they're running on.
Yeah, you can see the mud there on the Power Wheels Bigfoot. Dan Runte is staging that Ford, and in the near lane will be the Barefoot Dodge of Fred Schaefer. First, before we run these two guys off, let's go back trackside and talk to Andy Brass.
Andy, no easy task putting the Snake truck away.
No, it ain't. You know, Snake's always been a good runner, but the Ford Bigfoot's been doing us a good job tonight. You know, John Kazi, he's been doing us real well running. Gary Saline's been tuning the motor on the truck here. He's been pressing on her a little bit, but that's what it's going to be taking this year. You know, everybody's running real close or running real hard, and you're just going to have to be leaning on these trucks. And he's done a real well job of tuning my truck for me. It's been doing a good job of running, and all I got to do is drive it.
Back at the starting line, Fred Schaefer is in a battle for his life in the Penda Points Series, and here's more on what he had to say about this particular run.
Fred, it looks like Dan Runte's trying to put you in his crosshairs. He wants to beat the Dodge. How do you feel about that?
Army, he's real sharp on a light, and I hope that Dodge horsepower just does it for me, and we got lane choice, so let's just see what happens.
What about no man's land here? It seems like you've made some kind of a change since qualifying, and the truck's acting completely different. Really just two-wheeling it down this track.
Yeah, we tried to gear change here, Army, because we got too much power and it's breaking the tires loose. So we think it's going to do a little better with this gear in it.
Of course, that was earlier, and this is now Fred Schaefer, the near lane, the big Dodge against the Ford of Dan Runte in the far lane for the right to meet Andy Brass for the championship here in Springfield. As they stage, who's it going to be?
Well, I tell you, you can cut the drama out there with a knife.
Again, both very slow off the
Schaefer's
line.
In trouble, Gary.
Now, Fred Schaefer had a very poor run as Dan Runte advances to the championship round at 5:43, but not a good run for Fred Schaefer. He had trouble with that truck. He got off to the right. And there he sits down there in the shutoff area, so obviously a problem with that particular. As we take a look again from the crush cam.
Yeah, but the word we're going to get is when Fred finished this run, he's already knocked out one crush cam this year. This was the second.
Well, he's taking out his anger on the crush cam as he gets eliminated from competition.
You just put the big Dodge on the trailer and didn't blink an eye about it. You seem to have a lot of confidence right now.
Actually, the Ford Power Wheels Bigfoot's really running well. Like I said before, Army, it's hooking up. Firestone tires is really, they're working in the mud out here. I mean, I gotta give them credit. It's been real lane choice here tonight. And Fred, of course, came into this with the faster time, had lane choice, pushed me over there in that other lane. You know, we talked about that, and you know, it was tough. We talked about it amongst the crew and everybody else, and it was just tough going. But we made it over there in that other lane, and we figured we could.
Well, Dan, of course, proves again he's one tough Ford competitor, but there were some other tough, stout trucks on hand this evening. Yes, it's time for the tough trucks. Shane Ballard, our old friend from Bloomsburg, made the trek over to Springfield to entertain the fans in his zebra-painted Bronco. Look at the air this guy gets, Army.
I'll tell you what, this is getting to be a lot of fun. Now, you can tell who takes it serious and who doesn't, though, Gary.
Now, when you go through tough trucking at night, you use the headlights. Randy Finnup in a 78 Ford. Looks like he hauls the hay bales or livestock in that thing.
That's a hay hauler by day, but it's a tough truck by night.
And there goes the front axle. No, I guess he kept it intact. Hey, we're coming back for more. Don't go away. Stay with us. The four-wheel Jamboree is part of the Special Events Performance Series for the truck buff or those just looking to have a fun day out with the family. There's something for everyone. Visit the manufacturer's Midway or check out the Show and Shine competition. Contact Special Events Promotion Company and take part in this four-wheel fun. Well, the Monster Truck Thunder Drags are also part of the Special Events Performance Series, and it's final time. Andy Brass and Bigfoot goes up against his teammate Dan Runte in the Power Wheels Bigfoot, and earlier Army caught up with him.
For the second week in a row, there's only been one truck that can figure out how to win in a bad lane. He's going to the final. Dan Runte, how do you do it when nobody else can?
Actually, Army, that lane has got better all night. It's just, it's not a choice that I want to go over in that lane, but I don't know. It's something that we're going to have to try and see if we can get the truck to hook up. Like I say, it's been hooking up and running real straight. I think we can go over there and be real confident for it to win.
Well, he's always confident in his equipment when you're racing with Bigfoot.
One thing for sure, Ford will win. It's just a question of which Ford.
Well, this is going to be a tough one to pick because we have seen Dan Runte really come on this season. He is second in the Penda Points right now, but he's certainly closing the gap down on Andy.
He's the kind of guy, if he's a sprint car driver, he'll be trying the lane that nobody else tries. And it's worked for him all year long, so you don't mess with success. You know, if
everybody else is running the cush, he's going to go down the inside and try the pole.
Or if they're on the bottom, he'll run up top. But tonight, he just got to go to the other end.
Yeah, he has no choice but to take that left lane because Andy Brass had the lane choice. He takes the right. Look at him spin the tires.
A lot of wheel slippage on the starting line.
And it is. And, oh! Was Brass disqualified?
I don't know. The rules say those front two tires must hit the object they're jumping.
Apparently not. 536. They give Andy Brass the 536. Dan Runte the 556. So Andy Brass wins it. There was some question there at the finish if Andy Brass had made a legal pass. Watch again. Watch the left side of your screen and watch the far side. Watch the far tires.
They have to make contact. Yeah, they hit something. Look how far over him.
Man, he's talking about high-siding a truck.
But that puts him in the national points lead. That battle, we completely forgot about that. Here's another shot of it. He was almost out of the view of the camera, Gary.
Looking at the current points, 720, the margin for Andy Brass over Runte. Then it's Schaefer, Daphne, and Colt Cobra. And here's your winner.
Gary, I tell you what, the big story could be right here on his license plate. Andy Brass could have the #1 truck this year. Very honestly, you're just beating up on these guys.
Well, we've been doing a pretty good job with the truck this year. You know, we come out with this truck. This is the old Wildfoot truck, so we're running the same truck as what we won the points championship with last year. So I feel we got just a little bit of an edge. You know, we come out here with an older truck. I know the gearing to use in the truck. The motors are the same, though. The John Kazihimi's been doing us a real well job. You know, we just got our pill system, the air meters and stuff, you know, we've been using. We got all the readings from last year, so I can pretty well dial the truck in right off the bat. I don't got to sit out here and make all my runs and try to get the truck dialed in. So it works out pretty well for us.
The third Penda Points Series win this year for Andy Brass. We hope you enjoyed today's monster truck racing from Springfield, Missouri. Our congratulations to Andy Brass. For Army Armstrong, I'm Gary Lee. We'll see you next week on Trucks and Tractor Power. Now here's news of an exciting video release from Diamond P Sports.